Farmers in China's Xinjiang province are turning a desert into a thriving farmland. Why would China take millions of fish, crayfish, salmon, even saltwater species, and dump them into one of the driest, most inhospitable deserts on Earth? It sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. But this wasn't a mistake. It was a calculated move. And 1 year later, the results have shocked the scientific community, stunned the agricultural world, and forced everyone to ask, what else have we underestimated? It's the harvesting season, but no, we're not talking about harvesting pumpkins, corn, apples, or any land-grown crops, but rather some land-grown seafood. The vision that no one believed. In the vast expanse of northwest China, where most would expect nothing but sand and sun, a seemingly impossible vision is taking root. Xinjiang, a region defined by its rugged deserts and harsh landscapes, is rapidly transforming in a way that no one had ever thought possible. Known primarily for its arid climate, towering mountains, and sprawling plains, it seemed an unlikely place for one of the most ambitious aquaculture projects the world has ever seen. The very notion of farming aquatic life in such a landlocked desert environment seemed laughable to many experts. After all, Xinjiang was a land defined by extreme seasonal shifts, scorching summers, and bitterly cold winters with minimal rainfall and no access to the oceans. The region's saline alkali soils posed another formidable obstacle, further clouding any hope for successful aquatic farming. So when the idea was first pitched, skeptics far and wide were quick to dismiss it as an impractical and unrealistic pipe dream. But in 2023, China took the leap. Instead of relying on the conventional wisdom that confined fish farming to coastal regions, the government began a bold experiment, introducing millions of fish into this seemingly inhospitable environment. The goal was not for academic research or small-scale testing, but for full-scale commercial farming. This was no laboratory experiment with controlled conditions. This was the real thing. Fish were introduced into Xinjiang's desert landscape with nothing but the land, water, and time to make it work. The initial pushback was fierce, but the dream was alive for the government, and they weren't stopping for anything. Xinjiang's future was now inextricably linked to a vision of thriving aquatic farming, one that would have profound implications not just for China but for the world's agricultural practices. 1 year later, that vision has begun to defy expectations, rewriting what was thought possible in agriculture. This audacious undertaking is no longer just a story of hope. It's a game-changing reality that is shifting the paradigm of land-based fish farming. Xinjiang's landscape is a paradox in itself. At first glance, the region's vast deserts like the Tarkan paint a picture of dry, barren land, hardly a place one would expect to find thriving fish farms. But beneath the surface of this seemingly inhospitable environment lies a hidden treasure: water. Over 3 million hectares of lakes, rivers, ponds, and reservoirs dot the landscape, offering a glimmer of promise for a land once thought too arid to support aquatic life. The most precious of Xinjiang's resources is the glacial meltwater that cascades down from the Tian Mountains. Cold, clean, and rich in dissolved oxygen, this water is a natural oasis for aquatic species. It is a vital element that sustains life in the otherwise arid landscape. Flowing year-round, the water from the glacier was largely untapped for generations, ignored by previous agricultural initiatives. But as the need for inland fisheries grew, the hidden potential of these glacial-fed basins came into focus. These reservoirs, fed by pristine meltwater, were now ready for a different kind of transformation. What was once an overlooked resource became the backbone of a revolution. For the first time, Xinjiang's remote water bodies were put to work, not just to irrigate crops but to nourish the fish that would redefine aquaculture in the region. As the glacial waters flowed down into these reservoirs, they became the foundation for a thriving industry. No longer just a source of life for the people of Xinjiang, these waters were now seen as the lifeblood of an emerging aquaculture sector that promised to turn the region's natural challenges into an opportunity. And with each passing month, the fish thrived. The experiment proved viable, and Xinjiang began its slow but steady rise as an unexpected powerhouse in the world of high-end seafood farming. In this desert paradox, what seemed impossible at first was now taking shape: one reservoir, one fish, and one glacial drop of water at a time. Xinjiang's future as an aquaculture hub was no longer just a dream. It was an unfolding reality that would shape the future of sustainable food production for generations to come. When the fish arrived in the summer of 2023, planes departed from Zhejiang, Hainan, and other coastal provinces, their bellies heavy with the cargo that would challenge every assumption about China's deserts. On board were thousands of aquatic seedlings, crayfish, pearl gentian groupers, crab fry, and cold-water salmon hatchlings, all destined for a landlocked region that most people would associate with nothing but sand and scorching heat. Yet, this was no ordinary cargo. This was part of an unprecedented experiment, a bold and ambitious venture designed to disrupt the very fabric of agriculture in one of China's most arid regions. The scale of the operation was immense. 30,000 crab seedlings were flown from Sanmen County and Jiang to a cooperative located in Aral City, a place that seemed too inhospitable for any life to thrive, let alone marine life. Meanwhile, 2,000 groupers made the long journey from Hainan, arriving at saline alkali sites, a stark contrast to the rich marine ecosystems they were accustomed to. The logistical coordination was staggering, involving intricate planning and a vast network of transportation. This wasn't just about transferring species. It was about reshaping ecosystems and livelihoods. It was a symbol of defiance against nature itself, an audacious challenge to the long-held belief that desert lands couldn't be home to thriving aquatic life. But for Xinjiang, this wasn't merely an agricultural project. It was an act of agricultural defiance. The vast, sprawling desert terrain characterized by unforgiving heat and water scarcity was not a place anyone expected to witness aquatic farming on such an ambitious scale. Yet here they were, turning the impossible into reality. The ecosystems they were creating were designed to transform the very nature of agriculture in a region that had for centuries been known for its difficult climate and limited resources. The reservoirs of Nila County, nestled in the Ilil Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture of Xinjiang, were an unexpected but perfect match for the salmon that had been transported from the cool waters of northern Europe. These reservoirs, fed by the meltwaters of nearby glacier, had a natural water temperature of 12 degrees Celsius year-round, an ideal condition for cold-water species like salmon. What was once considered an inhospitable barren landscape was now becoming a cutting-edge site for an aquaculture revolution. Here, floating cages of varying sizes were placed in the reservoir, each holding salmon at different stages of their growth cycle. These cages, meticulously arranged across the expansive water, provided the perfect environment for the fish to thrive. Above the water, the sun blazed relentlessly, casting its scorching rays over the land. Below the surface, however, the fish remained cool and protected. Automated systems fed the salmon with carefully calculated quantities of nutrients.